And you do digital marketing. That part I remembered.
I do. Wow, that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah, I got that part.
You feel like a lot of first dates I've been on. Thanks.
I've gotten that before too. Anyway, so
how long have you been doing this?
Yeah.
27 years.
Oh, wow. That's a few.
No, there's a couple in there.
Okay.
Well, I didn't even know digital marketing was a thing 27 years ago.
Well, I've been in marketing, so I was a public information officer for Homeland Security, so I've been in the realms for a while. And then I was doing global marketing for a $2.2 billion industrial supplier.
Wow.
And I didn't quite fit into the mom groups when I moved here, so I started going to networking meetings to make actual friends and business connections. And next thing I knew, I started my own business, and that was 6.5 years ago.
I'm curious. I really want to circle back around to the Homeland Security bit.
Yeah.
Why did they need marketing?
So it's so I was in for mitigation, how to protect your home, people, and property prior to storm damage.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Huh.
State of Louisiana was on it. Yep.
Really? Oh, is that where you were working?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
So Katrina and Rita, I was part of that gang.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you living someplace else? And you
I was living in Louisiana.
You were you were living in Louisiana, got recruited by Homeland Security to do marketing?
So I was part of a marketing agency, and we were embedded into Homeland Security.
Okay.
So we're my agency's a government contractor as well too. So I'm still carrying that on.
Really?
But that's how I was embedded in there, and so now I had to go through all the Secret Service,
background
certifications checks and everything else.
Did you have to send them lists of friends to interview?
They interviewed my kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm that far checked.
I've been through. So I had a good friend that ended up in a bunker building nuclear submarines. And
on
they
purpose?
Huh?
He was in the bunker on
I
purpose?
think anybody who's going to be there building them is doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I would hope
And so they sent a couple of FBI agents to my home to have several conversations with me about him, because I've known him most of his life, and we went to college together. And they're like, okay, so you know this person, you can give us information.
I've given those as well too. So I've had employees. I used to manage Abercrombie and Fitch back in the day, when it was actually a cool place to be.
Yeah, the 90s.
The 90s. Thank you for dating me, but yes, sir, that's when it was.
I dated myself.
So I had to do that for one of my employees that ended up going on to do secret stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Secret
so I've
stuff.
been on both sides of it.
Interesting.
I've been the one being interviewed and then the one being interviewed about.
So are you working mainly with smaller businesses now?
I am now, so
Yeah?
that's what we love to do.
Okay. So what kind of things are you trying to implement for most of them? Are you doing local, or are you doing?
We are I do local, and I actually have some global clients as well too. So what we're doing is we will do either an organic, and we'll do a paid search, but we start off getting all of their organic, social media, website, everything else on par, and start them with the foundation blocks that they need to be able to echo what their messages are.
Okay.
So I do have a team of social media experts, ad experts, and then a website building team as well too.
Which social platform do you loathe?
TikTok.
TikTok. Well, good news for you. It's shutting down on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well,
that's supposedly.
Supposedly.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
And just because of the sales on it for who I service aren't really there. That's why I'm not there, promoting my clients there. But the back end of it is, I think it's causing a lot of problems with the younger generations. I'm a mom. I have 9-year-old twins. And so that's one of the things that I just don't want them on, is that the mental health issue with it. So that's part of it that I don't like.
Yeah, for sure. It's such an addictive type of platform. So, but for you, I'm sure you're working on Facebook and Instagram and
so
Google.
That's what my clientele is really looking at. Yeah. So I'm one of those Google nerds that's always at their events. And so I'm always at the conferences, and I had my choice back in the day. It was do you do with the industrial supplier, or do you work for Google? And so I was offered both jobs, and I wanted that work-life balance.
Yeah.
So I went for the industrial supplier because I was going to have a work-life balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was one of the things. But definitely, we're highly invested into Google and what's going on with it and all the aspects of it, and making sure that the team pours into that, because that's where everybody's going to go. So if you look at marketing, we have a lot of women that are there. They're on Facebook and Instagram all the time, but where do the guys go to look for information?
YouTube.
In Google.
Yeah.
They immediately Google what this is.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you just from like our perspective, like because we're like right now we're live on Facebook and YouTube, right?
Right.
On Facebook, our audience is probably going to be skewed about 65% female.
Right.
Right. On YouTube, we're going to be skewed somewhere between 75 and 80% male.
Absolutely.
And it's just interesting because like those platforms, and it's not that there's not a lot of males on Facebook. It's just there's a lot more female engagement on Facebook.
I would agree with that as well too. But definitely YouTube's it's an underrated, and nobody's really talking about that quite as much. But you got to have great videographers and great content development.
Yes.
To be able to put it on there to survive. Yep. So that's one of the things that we highly invest in as well too.
Awesome. Well, if people wanted to, do we still need a couple of minutes?
I told her to give her 3.
Okay, so
I got to stay a little bit longer.